Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see what the game has for me today. We've got the Lucky, which I actually have not yet done. I played the Lucky with Lutes on this map, but we haven't done a random weapon run with the Lucky in this series, so let's roll and see what weapon we get. And we've got a stick. So I've done a Lucky stick run. I'm going to re-roll this and just get something a little more fun, because stick is just a super powerful weapon, kind of a guaranteed win. And I've already done a Lucky stick run on the channel. Loot we've already done as well. Flute, that's going to be a fun one. So while that might look like we didn't do a strictly random weapon, and that's true, both of those other runs that we rolled you can already find on the channel. So to keep things with some variance, we're re-rolling to a different weapon. With the Lucky, of course, we want to be picking up materials to kill the enemies as they spawn. I should have grabbed those materials. I kind of ran away from them for some reason, and I could have had like 4 more kills on that wave if I had played that a little bit better, but we should still be in decent shape. I'm going to pick up another Flute here. Of course, the Flute does incredible damage because we have such high luck on the Lucky. And then we're going to lock the Whistle and roll by a Flute. And unfortunately, because I didn't kill those extra enemies, we can't re-roll to lock another one. But we got pretty lucky there and found 2 immediately, so we were able to upgrade or buy more weapons. And of course, with the Lucky, buying more weapons is really good as well. With the Flute, buying more weapons is really good as well because it improves our luck, thanks to the musical weapon tag. The best thing that we could find here would be increased enemy spawns. That's super helpful for the Lucky because the more enemies... You can think of this as kind of a combo attacker, like in a fighting game or like an Arkham Asylum style brawler. Where you need to chain attacks into more and more attacks. Kill an enemy, drop a material, pick up that material, that kills an enemy, pick up that material, that kills an enemy. If you ever break that chain, then you're relying on your super slow attack speed to start it again. So you want as many enemies on the field as possible. You want your luck damage to be as high as possible so it keeps killing enemies. And you want things like Baby Gecko or ideally Sif's Relic to pull those in and just keep the chain going. Here I'm going to roll, and I'll take 5 harvesting. Of course, buying early harvesting is good. Cute Monkey has a ton of synergy with this character because we're trying to pull in materials already. Then we'll buy another Flute. Flute's a very expensive weapon. I don't think I've actually done a Flute run on the channel, and I've only played like 1 or 2 runs with it. It's very expensive, so only being able to find 4, that's unfortunate, but probably not that unexpected. The advantage that we have with this weapon, of course, is that it's a ranged weapon that hits really, really hard because we have so much base luck and it scales with luck. So the Lucky should be able to pop a lot of enemies with the Flute. One thing with these materials is you don't want to pick them up until enemies have actually spawned onto the map, because every time you pick up a material, it has a chance of killing something. And if there's no enemies for it to kill, then you're kind of wasting that material pickup. In the first couple waves, that can help you optimize the number of kills you're getting. I'm going to recycle the Scared Sausage here. We just aren't going to be doing stuff with elemental damage, probably. We're just going to be relying on our luck-based damage to kill things. Here I'm going to reroll. I'm looking for harvesting. Also, with 140 luck, we should be able to find a level 2 upgrade, so hopefully we can grab one of those. I would love this level 2 loot, but we're a Flute build. Gonna buy both of these items and then roll, and Weird Food and Cake are both great. Unfortunately, I only have 4 weapons. I think I'm gonna lock both of these and then reroll, because if I don't find... Sharp Bullet's great as well. If I don't find more Flutes, then we're gonna fall behind pretty quickly if we don't actually get enough weapons to start the chain. Here I could reroll, but we wouldn't be able to buy a weapon anyways, so I'll just buy the Cake. But I am starting to get kind of concerned because we haven't found enough Flutes. And we definitely are going to need those to keep our character rolling. It's probably going to be pretty hard for the Flute to charm things. Never mind. It's going to be really easy for the Flute to charm things. What a straightforward process it is on this character. It's probably going to be pretty hard for the Flute to charm most things because we hit so hard that we're just not going to get a lot of opportunities to do that, and a lot of enemies are going to be dead. What is this crate drop? Obviously, we have 140 luck, so we're more likely to get crates, but that's still incredible. 4 crates on wave 4 is unreal luck. I'm going to take the bag here and the lumberjack shirt. Trees are sometimes a problem for the lucky because your passive doesn't hit them, so lumberjack shirt means your weapon attacks don't have to spend as much effort killing them. I'll still take the mushroom, although it costs us luck, which is quite painful. I do need more regeneration. We'll take the lure here, and then offsetting our attack speed penalty is worth trying to do, but do I just want to get harvesting or buy move speed? I think I'm going to roll here and try to find harvesting. If I can find a lot of harvesting soon, then we'll be in really good shape. I'll buy the metal detector, and then I'm going to reroll twice looking for more flutes. Again, we missed, but at least we've got a bunch of good items locked. As you level Flute, not only does the damage go up, the damage scaling from luck and everything also goes up, but also the threshold at which you can charm enemies increases, so you need to reduce their HP less in order to charm them. So that's very helpful. Pick up a bunch of these materials to try to clear the wave. I'm trying to get it to the point where we can actually bounce damage to these loot aliens, but unfortunately they got buffed by the buffer, so I'm only going to get the 1 kill. I should have picked up that group of materials there, but I was struggling to get to it without dying. Pocket Factory this early, we have Lumberjack Shirt. This can help us kill trees and maybe start the chain. Splashing damage across the map is kind of what this character is all about, so lots of different ways to do little chip damage to enemies can be very useful. So we'll take the Pocket Factory, and then here we're going to reroll. I will take 5 harvesting to get our harvesting growth. I think that's more important than those level 2 upgrades. Here I'm going to grab some armor, because our armor is quite low, and then still no more flutes, but I'll take the clover, and I will take sharp bullet, and then I'll do a reroll. This is our last shop with a guaranteed weapon. Okay, we finally found another flute, so we're pretty happy with that. I'm not going to bother with tentacle. The flute has only 1.5x critical damage, so buying crit chance isn't that good, especially with our super low attack speed, so we're just not attacking that often. Shouldn't have picked up all those materials right away. It should have waited for more enemies to spawn. I gave up a bunch of kills because of that. Obviously, we're looking for Cyberball, Baby Elephant, and Baby Gecko. Those are kind of the primary tools of this class. More luck would be excellent. More move speed to pick up these materials faster, and then just defensive stats. Because our weapon damage scales with our super high luck, I don't really need to worry about buying any weapon damage or attacks for our weapons, I think. I didn't manage to kill that curse alien, unfortunately. I'll recycle the fuel tank, and then I'm going to reroll. Even with Pocket Factory, we're not going to take engineering here. 9 move speed I'll pick up, and now we don't need to buy more move speed. Finally got weapon levels. Part of why we've been not really struggling, but a little behind where I would want to be in the last couple waves is that we just didn't find flutes for forever. So having found some of those and getting our weapons leveled up so we can start our damage chain a little more easily, definitely a big deal. Pearl, this is a huge upgrade to the Lucky, the existence of the Pearl. And of course we'll take the lure. Even though we didn't manage to kill the loot aliens the last time we had one, we should be better off this time. But this is a huge amount of percent damage, and percent damage helps scale your damage massively. Of course, we've reduced our percent damage a lot because we bought Sharp Bullet and we bought a bunch of other items that in Metal Detector. So increasing that is going to make our Lucky passive wildly better. Also, we're more likely to find boxes because we have such high luck, so pearls are more likely to generate more pearls. That's not something that you want to rely on, but it does give you a little bit of incremental value sometimes. Or rather, a lot of incremental value, but only occasionally. It's a very big spike for this character, but not something that you can count on. I would take an alien tongue for increased pickup radius. Manage to kill this loot alien if we can. Killing enemies, of course, is things like loot aliens is a little difficult for this character because we just have such low attack speed. It's super hard for us to focus damage on a specific enemy. But when we kill some enemies, we get a lot of damage across the map. So we were able to kill that. I'll recycle the salt water. The 3% attack speed I don't think is worth 23 materials. Actually, I'm going to take it. It's a unique, so it pulls it out of the pool. We have a lot of money, so I don't need to worry that much about the 20 materials. And the attack speed is useful. I'll take the Peaceful Bee here. I am going to probably want to fix my range damage, but our damage from luck is so high, I don't need to worry about that much. Let's take the 8 harvesting, and then I don't need to buy any more economy anymore. And then we'll take the Pearl, buy Lure, Beanie, and Flute. And roll again. The Celery Tea, this is just going to stop the chain too quickly, so we're not going to buy Celery Tea. I will take the Flute, though. I'm going to roll here, and we'll take a Cyclops Worm as well. Alright, so now pretty much the only thing I need, I think, at this point is maximum HP. One nice thing about the Flute, too, is that we're kind of just doing little bits of damage across the map, and the Flute does help with that. As we charm enemies, they will also do little bits of damage across the map, so it synergizes kind of with what our character's trying to do. All the loot aliens spawned at once, which definitely made it harder to kill them. I'm gonna run here and pick up a big group of materials. You can use those stockpiles of materials to clear a lot of enemies and buy you a little bit of extra space on the map. And things like killing trees as well, that drops 3 materials always, so that's always going to give you a big burst of damage, clear a lot of enemies, and that can buy you a little bit of extra maneuvering room, or let you focus down something like a loot alien a lot faster. Sad Tomato, great. Obviously, we want more regen. We'll take the max HP. I'm not going to cap my max HP here at 26. It's kind of tempting because 8 range damage is a lot, but I think that is a way that we could lose this run if I do that. Let's go ahead and combine, buy a Cyclops Worm. Flute is so expensive. Lucky does not have increased item prices. Flute just is ludicrously expensive at base. I hadn't really realized that. First Missile, of course, amazing. Although it cost me attack speed, percent damage is even more important for this character because it affects our passive, and then we'll lock this loot and go to wave 9. Get the chain started here. Use the small enemies to spike damage onto the hatcher. We do want to break eggs because they absorb multiple hits from our passive. Something like a crystal would be really nice as well, because that could build up a lot of attack speed without us having to invest a ton into buying attack speed. Oh, nice. We got the egg charmed, and then that spawns a charmed hatcher, or charmed slasher. I really like that synergy, that when you charm an egg, or even better, when you charm one of the towers that the mini-bosses spawn out of, you get a charmed mini-boss. Also worth noting, and if you charm a hatcher, you get charmed eggs, and then those spawn charmed flashers. So it really works out. Made 500 materials, wave 9. That's excellent. We definitely do not want to decrease the number of enemies. Wow, we got so lucky. We got an extra pearl. I guess it's right in the name of the character, but that's still incredible. I don't want to reduce my armor, but I do want to boost my damage. Unbelievable, a 3rd pearl. Wow, this run is going so well. I'm going to roll here, and I do want more defensive stats, but it's hard to pass up on a level 4 luck upgrade. And then a Cyber Ball is incredible for this character. We'll take a Flute here and get more level 3s by another level 1. Another Cyber Ball, excellent. Increased pickup radius and increased damage. Very happy with the Cauldron. I don't think I need the Missile, though. I actually don't want to reduce my attack speed, and Missile's not that efficient. Another Pearl. I could hold off on buying pearls, because now that there's a 9% chance that we find them in crates, I actually don't necessarily need to buy them at full retail. But I think getting the 4th Pearl just makes that so much more likely that it's worth doing. Then I'm going to reroll here. Clockwork Wasp goes well with our Pocket Factory, and I want more move speed. Lock the Flute, of course. Slowing enemies with the Snail. I just don't think that's that valuable to us, so let's just go to the next wave here. Alright, so now that we've got all these pearls, our percent damage is ridiculously high, so I think things are just going incredibly well. Lucky is almost certainly... I mean, it's definitely like my top 5 characters. I don't know if... I think it might be my favorite character. It's like Lucky, Loud, Curious. Trying to think of other characters I really, really like. Lucky's just so satisfying. You just run around and things just explode. Plus, it's ridiculously strong. And once you start getting Geckos and Sif's Relic, it gets even wilder, because you don't even have to run around and things just explode. Snake, I am going to recycle. We don't have any way to generate fire. Insanity, I don't think we care that much about crit chance for our flutes, so we're going to recycle that as well. And then here, I could buy more luck. I really don't need more luck, though, so what we're going to do here is just buy dodge. If I get to dodge cap, I feel like it's very hard for us to lose this run, so I'm just going to pick that up and increase our level of safety. This fairy, of course, a great find, plus 12 regen. Now we don't have to worry about healing for most of the run. I could take the Ugly Tooth, or I could take the Flute. If I buy the Flute, is that going to help me kill the elite? Maybe. So I'm gonna speculate. I'll buy the Ugly Tooth as well. I'm gonna speculate on being able to kill the elite. The safer play here is to buy the Ugly Tooth. It's worth regen. It could slow the elite and stop us from dying. We do only have 28 max HP, so I do need to be somewhat careful there. But I just want to see if I can kill the elite, so I'm gonna buy the Flute here. And let's go fight Wave 11 here. I'm running away from the elite at the start because I want to generate a lot of materials to pick up, because we want to have those on the ground so that we can burst down the other enemies with our passive while we ideally focus attack damage on the elite. That being said, I took a lot of hits, so I have to back up a bit, but let's back off and regenerate while I pick up these materials to keep the field clear. And we got enough damage that we were able to kill everything. Got those goblin sharks on our side now. The flutes are actually charming more enemies than I expected them to. I was sort of expecting them to just one-shot everything and just never charm anything. But we're actually getting a decent number of charmed enemies, because there's a lot of cursed enemies on the field. Some of the enemies have buffs from the buffing aliens, and those enemies, of course, take multiple hits to kill, so they're surviving more easily. I'll lose an HP for a regen here with the boiling water. Another pearl, awesome. And this octopus is incredible. Yes, we lose 3 regen because we have the fairy, but the 12 max HP is kind of the only problem that we have to solve for this character, so finding that is really good. And then here, I don't need the move speed, I don't need crit chance. Let's roll again. We'll just take more regeneration. Buying luck would be nice as well, but I want to get my regen to the point where we're just never in danger. Then we'll take Ugly Tooth, Baby Elephant, Cake, and upgrade our flute. And roll another lure. Excellent. And roll again. I will take both Feather and Broken Mouth, because we've got quite a lot of dodge now. Alloy, we're going to pass on. I will roll here. Triangle of Power and Crystal are both great. I talked about Crystal already. These items also synergize with one another, because they both make it harder for you to take hits, and they both lose all their stats when you do take a hit. So having those together is really good. I might mirror the Crystal, because that would actually give me a ton of attack speed if we double up on the Crystal. So I think I will mirror the Crystal here. Crystal is not unique. So now the only thing that I want is just some increased enemy spawns. And some armor. I think we're still playing with 1 armor, so that's pretty dangerous. 5th relic would be ideal. It would give us the armor and pull in all the materials, of course. We are certainly in a little bit of danger from the blobfish, because the lucky passive does count as killing them at range. So if your passive gets the blobfish, they do spawn 4 lampreys. So we're always going to have 4 lampreys on the field. But that's okay, because that's just more materials on the ground to kill everything with. Especially because I now have Cyberball and Baby Elephant. It gets even better. I actually don't know if when an enemy times out, somebody will let me know in the comments, when an enemy times out after being charmed, does that count for Cyberball and trigger the Cyberball? Or do you just lose the Cyberball trigger when you charm an enemy? Rip and Tear. I am going to buy the Rip and Tear. Just more AoE damage across the map is really fun. More lures, amazing. We're getting so many lures too. This run could not be going better. I'm going to take the 3 regen here just to make sure that we've got enough regeneration. We'll take the crystal, double crystal. We'll take triangle. We're going to combine and buy a flute here and then roll again. Another lure, a tree, and a baby gecko. So actually, I don't think I want the ball and chain. Although normally it would be really good for the lucky, and I'd have taken it if we hadn't gotten to the previous shop, hadn't just taken the previous shop. The double crystals kind of changed that, because now our weapons actually are going to get a decent amount of attack speed. So we're going to pass on the ball and chain here. You see that loot alien zipping around because of the whistle, and then just popping as it took hit after hit when we stepped on materials. We really need increased enemy spawns. There's just not enough enemies on the field for us to kill. We're killing things too fast, so there's just never enough stuff for us to fight. Oh, that's cool. So if we charm the Stargazer and then kill the tower, the Stargazer still gets angry, but it's on our side now. So we can charm it and then break its house, and then it gets mad at everyone else. Probably a real statement about society in there somewhere. Four more crates this wave. Amazing. I'm going to pass on the eye patch. We're not building crit chance, really. Power generator, of course. We have 19 speed, so that's a lot of damage. Take the metal detector. Mutation. I'm going to pick up the mutation just for the 1 regeneration, and then a free pearl I'll always take. I'll take 5 regen. If I get to like 60 regen, then we'll be very happy, of course. We'll take the lure, tree, and gecko, and then roll. Roll again here. Claw tree, that's 1 regen and some crit chance, but I think max HP and armor are kind of the stats that we need, so I'm going to roll past the claw tree. I'll still take a lucky charm, of course. We'll take defective steroid. It does cost me attack speed, but I need max HP. And then we'll roll again. Mammoth, I don't think we care about. Terrified onion gives me % damage and regeneration, because we have the power generator, and we have the fairy, so we get both regen and % damage from it. I think that makes it worth it, even at the cost of luck. Baby with a beard. This is just more ways to splash damage around. Obviously, our range damage isn't very good, but I kind of like just having the baby with a beard, just because it's going to be fun. At this point, we're optimizing more for fun than for winning the run, because we're playing the lucky, and we're off to a good start, so you usually win these. Oh, I let my crystal bonus die. Starfish is another reason that Lucky is stronger than it was before the patch, because the Starfish item exists and makes enemies more likely to drop materials. So that just means that your chain breaks less frequently. One way that you can run into trouble or have your chain break on the Lucky is that you could have enemies not drop materials, because in later waves they have a % chance not to. So Starfish helps avoid that as well. Five crates this wave. I'm going to take the cake here, and glasses is more regen. Range isn't bad either. Nice, we got Sif's Relic. This is the item we've been hoping for. Take an elephant. I'll recycle boiling water because we already have one, and then some armor. Again, armor's basically the only thing we need. We will take Baby with the Beard. I'll take the Weird Ghost because I want max HP and regen, and we'll heal it back up really fast anyways. A crown with 62 harvesting, sure, I'll pick that up, and we will take a coffee, lock a flute, and go to wave 15. I'd love to get a fishhook. That would be something that would be really nice for this character as well. I wonder, so if I just sit AFK, I guess I'll take hits and lose my crystal bonus, but I think if we just sit AFK, we still just clear the wave incredibly fast. Everything's still just dying as soon as it spawns. I kind of love this, actually. I'm taking a few hits, obviously, so we're losing a little money for the joke here. But the fact that we can literally just sit AFK in the middle of the map and still clear the entire wave on this character without enemies ever coming close to us is awesome. Because now we have the Sif's Relic. I am going to do a quick pass just to see if there's any trees or anything. Look at all those consumables, too. Like an incendiary turret that can help break trees. Dynamite, we have no use for the explosion damage, but it is a regen. Actually, we have a rip and tear, so there is a minor use for the explosion damage. I will pass on the mushroom. I'd rather just increase my luck. Awesome, getting another pearl. I don't really care about losing or gaining harvesting, although we do have the crown, but I think I'm still going to recycle this because I don't want to lose dodge. I think getting our dodge maxed out is kind of my next step here. I'm going to pass on Toxic Sludge for the same reason. Nail does give us additional damage scaling. It costs me ranged damage, so it does decrease our damage output, but it means that we can buy engineering profitably, and that just sounds fun, so we're going to buy it. I'll take the plant here and the penguin. Of course, that's 2 new uniques for our fairy, and go to the next wave. I'm not going to sit AFK for the rest of the run, but I could. I like running around. I guess we wouldn't be able to fight the elites if we went AFK. All I want now is a mouse or some gentle aliens, just more enemies on the field, because we keep getting these long periods of downtime where nothing is spawning. And that could be time where things are exploding. Having luck-based damage on the Lucky at range with the Flute is just ridiculous. I went down to try to fight that loot alien. I was like, oh, a loot alien spawned there. I'll run after and kill it. But it had died by the time I got there. Wave 16, of course, has all the curse aliens, but they are also all just popping as soon as they spawn. So we got a lot of curse that wave. Reinforced steel, I will take this because both range damage and engineering are actually relevant to us now. I'll take the small magazine as well. We'll take another free pearl. I'll take the spyglass. I'll take the butterfly. Poisonous tonic, yes. And here, let's take 3 more armor just to stop ourselves from dying a little bit. Seashell, that's really fun with the flute. I'm definitely going to grab that. We'll take the shady potion. Reroll here. I don't need the jelly. I'll take the alien tongue and the small fish. That should help kill enemies a little faster. I guess jelly is a regen for 55, so that's probably worth grabbing. Focus is good, and we'll take wings as well, and go to the next wave. Yeah, so we wouldn't be able to survive if I sat AFK against the elites and bosses currently. Not yet, anyways. In part, that's because a lot of our attack speed comes from the crystals building up over time as well. Every lucky run is just so absurd. I always go into this character going, oh, well, this one won't be as ridiculous because this is a weaker weapon than we were using before. It's not super synergistic with the character or whatever. Obviously, this weapon is synergistic with the character. But Every time you play this character, it's just the best run of Brotato you've ever played. We're going to recycle the Torture, of course. We have plenty more regeneration than that, and I don't really need the elemental damage, so I'll recycle the Mutation. I'll recycle Toxic Sludge because I want to build Dodge. I'm going to roll here, and let's just take 10 more luck. First, Community Support. This is never going to do anything, right? Because enemies are dying as soon as they spawn. But I'll pick it up just because it gets us a Cursed Unique, so it kind of pulls it out of the pool. We'll take all of these and then roll, and I'll lock this Flute. Combine, buy another Flute, reroll. Snake, we don't have any burning damage. I guess we have the Incendiary Turret, but it is worth a regen. So let's buy the Snake as well, just for another unique item. At this point, we're just kind of buying things for fun. Because I'm having so much fun with this run, I'll probably take it a few levels into Endless as well. And just see at what point we stop just instant killing everything across the map. Mostly I just want the enemies to have a chance. Right now they're so weak that we're popping them as soon as they spawn, so we need to go into Endless so they can have a fighting chance. So that's part of why the community support, because when you're going into Endless, you want to pull unique items out of the pool. Even though it's not going to do anything this run, because enemies are dying as soon as they spawn. I love the seashell projectile spam when we finally fire it. I do want crit chance now that we're going into Endless. I'll take the dynamite as well. We'll take Pearl. I'm going to upgrade our Flute, buy all these. Little muscly dude. I do want more max HP, so I'll just pick that up. And then still don't want White Flag, even though it's a unique to pull out of the pool. It's a very bad one for this character. The Wave 19 enemies are actually surviving like a hit sometimes. So as we go into Endless mode, we may see enemies surviving for longer than a quarter second. I wouldn't count on it, though. The charmed enemies in Endless mode actually end up really strong when you're playing a charmed character, because enemy damage scales quite quickly. Not as fast as enemy health, but still very quick. So it ends up being a significant component of your damage output in long Endless runs if you have some kind of charm effect. Yeah, we'll take more cursed items. We'll take a small fish, stone skin. This is another unique. So even though it costs me attack speed, I'm going to pick it up. We'll grab some dodge. Wheelbarrow. I guess we've got the crown, but I still don't want the wheelbarrow. I'll take the hedgehog for a unique item. No, I think I'm just going to pass here. I'm going to find more unique items. I don't mind capping my move speed at 30, so we'll take the shackles. Regen potion I'll pick up as well. Cute monkey. I don't need more healing at this point. We've got 70. Cursed fried rice. Sure, another cursed unique we'll happily take. But black flag, this is going to be the best. If I was going to go for an incredibly deep Endless run, then what I would do is actually pass on this black flag, because you want to wait until you have fishhook and can get the black flag cursed to buy it. But here I'm just going to buy it because it's going to be fun. And we're certainly not going for like a 50 wave Endless run. Well, immediately took 2 hits. It would be very funny if I just die here. I would love that, honestly. Of course, the Lucky does struggle on the boss wave a little bit. This is a difficult wave for the character because there's just fewer enemies on the field this wave. So there's fewer triggers for your passive to try to hit the bosses, and the bosses are absorbing a lot of damage from your passive trigger. Luckily, we were able to kill them pretty quickly anyways. once our attack speed had stacked up enough with our crystals, we just killed them really fast. Love the cursed spawner on our side. That's really fun. The sound that enemies make when you charm them is really funny. It's like, wow. Sounds like my cat. Of course, we're making 1 million materials from the black flag now, which is great. Lucky benefits from going into endless mode because the lucky passive is kind of how like the mid-levels in endless work anyways, where you use the luck-based damage items to just clear everything. Eventually you transition into an HP-based damage setup with explosions from consumables with spicy sauce, but for now you will usually just be doing luck-based damage. I'll keep taking the cute monkeys because they're a limited resource, so we want to get them out of the pool. I'll take the wolf helmet. We don't have any use for the elemental damage, but obviously the luck is really good. Another pearl, excellent. We aren't taking damage over time, so we can buy the weird ghost. We'll take this for another healing. I'll take the attack speed. Treasure map, of course, great in endless runs, because that's where a lot of your economy comes from. Keep upgrading our flutes. We'll take the lemonade and propeller hat. Alien magic does cost me luck, but cursed items are good, and you should buy them. Dangerous bunny, critical, obviously, for endless mode. You're going to be re-rolling a lot, so you want to make re-rolls cheaper with dangerous bunny and spyglass. And then we'll just keep rolling. I do pretty much want to buy all the curse that I see, because curse is just so good. The more cursed items you get, the better. So I'm going to buy the explosive shells. Then I'll buy the ricochet. It's not good usually to buy this in endless mode because it conflicts with pierce. But it is just fun, so we're going to buy it anyways. How does ricochet work with flute? Does it actually ricochet the flute projectile? Yeah, and then it can charm more things. That's kind of awesome. Still need increased enemy spawns at some point. There's just not enough enemies on the field. We keep having solid seconds where there's no enemies. Very disappointing. Up to 750. We'll take the coupon, of course. Another pearl. Cursed turret. Amazing. Cursed explosive shells. Yeah, I will grab that. We'll take the flute. We're going to reroll here. We will upgrade our flute. Again, I'll lock the small magazine, and I'm going to roll again. Lock a flute. Alien eyes. Sure, I'll take an alien eyes as well. That can add more damage to our setup. The double delete here could be a little dangerous. We have a lot of damage, but if we take hits, then our attack speed decreases, so that can be a problem. But they did die very fast, so it turned out not to matter. This character just yields the most ridiculous results. every single time you play it, as I said before, you just get the sickest run of all time. Turns out luck is a good stat, and being able to base everything that you do around luck makes your character very strong. Sure, I'll take more XP gain, more pearls, and the more pearls we get, the better each of them is. We'll take the schmoop here, gambling token, getting to max out dodge. I'm going to take that for the regen. I'll take attack speed, another cyber ball, great, more pearls, yes please. Sure, more luck. And then we will buy all of these items, and then roll. Ice Cube, we don't have a Frozen Heart yet, but we'll probably get a Frozen Heart or something to go with the Ice Cube, and it's a unique, so we can pull it out of the pool. Take another Lucky Charm. I guess Engineering is useful, so we'll grab the pencil here, because it's regen and engineering as well. The main thing that we're looking for, so if we wanted to take this really, really deep into endless mode, firstly, what we'd have done is try to wait to buy a couple of these unique items until we had fish hooks so that we could curse them. Because you really want to get cursed fish hooks, and then you want to use those cursed fish hooks to guarantee curses on other unique items so that your character ends up the most possible power level. And then the next thing that we'd be looking for is just the most tardigrades possible, because tardigrade is the sort of the determining factor in how deep you go in endless mode. It becomes once every enemy one-shots you, your HP just becomes the number of tardigrades that you have. We're recycling that. We'll take that. Recycle this. We'll take another gambling token. We're almost at max HP. We're going to recycle the bloody hand because we have triangle, and because it would take off any tardigrades that we get. So that's one of the uniques that you do want to pass on. Just going to keep taking luck. Vigilante ring keeps growing your damage in endless mode, so usually pretty good. I'm going to buy all those uniques. Finally, we found increased enemy spawns. We finally found, we haven't gotten a gentle alien or anything. So this is our first increased enemy spawn. That mouse is enormous for us. I'm going to buy all this stuff and then roll. And I don't need this flute. I'm going to keep rolling. I'll lock a metal plate and a clover and then fight these elites. Love Ricochet. How much damage are our weapons hitting for? About 1,000. More trees would be nice as well. It would help our Pocket Factory generate a bunch of turrets. And especially if we later find a scared sausage or something that can help trigger our Ice Cube, then we would love to have our turrets be more around the map. You can see even the one mouse has vastly increased the uptime of our enemy kills. Just the fact that there's a couple more enemies on the field, 10% more to be exact, means that we are much more constantly attacking and much more constantly getting consumables or getting materials to keep our chain running. So really nice to have any increased enemy spawns on this character. It's probably the single most important stat on this character. On a lot of characters, but this one especially. We don't really have any use for explosion size, but I'm going to take this anyways just because it's fun. Definitely not taking the knot because we might find cursed items. Let's reroll here. And reroll. Actually, I could start building crit chance. The lucky passive can't critically hit, but our weapons can, so why not? Adrenaline shirt, another unique out of the pool. Take the garden. I'm going to roll here. Take a hedgehog, which we don't have one of yet, and a cursed item, and then do some more re-rolling. Pick the penguin, and go to the next wave. Our regen mostly doesn't matter, but I like to keep it going at this point. So something that a lot of people will say that isn't actually true is you shouldn't buy Fairy when you're going into Endless mode because it will turn off your healing. But in Endless mode, your healing will eventually stop mattering because you'll just buy enough. You'll run out of unique level 1 items. You'll buy enough level 4 items that the Fairy will just be a lot of negative regeneration over a long enough time period. But your healing doesn't matter late enough in Endless mode anyways, because your HP just becomes the number of tardigrades you have. Whenever an enemy one-shots you, having regen doesn't matter. So it's more important to take Fairy so that you make it to that point, because the healing obviously matters in the early game. And then also, because it just pulls a unique out of the pool, so it improves your shops. So you'll see the advice not to take Fairy in Endless mode, because it's going to turn off your regeneration, but that advice is wrong. Recycle that. We don't need more max HP, but I'll take some more dodge. Going up to dodge cap is great. And then, sure, we'll buy all this stuff and then reroll. Take another metal detector. I don't really need the jetpack because I'm at dodge cap. Although I guess it's a lot of percent damage with our power generator, but I think we're going to pass on it anyways. I think the spicy sauce, we have 798% damage because of all our pearls. Now I actually don't really need to buy pearls in the shop because we're just going to find them. We have every box that we open, we have 15 pearls, so every box we open has a 45% chance of having a pearl in it. So given that we're getting like 3 to 5 crates every wave, we should be able to get our last 5 pearls very quickly without spending any materials on them. Once you get like 3 or 4 pearls, you just start filling out the set and soon get absolutely maxed on pearls very quickly, which of course is what we called doing drugs at my high school. Yes, more charmed hatchers. All the eggs are on my side. Ha ha ha. Sure, we'll take more HP. There's the pearl. I'll take a peacock. We could die from the peacock. Kraken's eye, this is a unique item, and we have a 50% chance to explode for 6,000 damage whenever we get hit. That's actually just awesome. We'll take the spicy sauce. I'm gonna buy more range now, because now we can actually benefit from range at this point. Sure, a cursed jerky. We'll take helmet. Bone dice is good, again, over a long enough time frame. It generates a lot of percent damage. We still don't need the pearl. We'll take the gummy berserker, though, because I do want to buy more range. Potato is probably good enough. Lucky Charm's good enough. Let's go fight the elite. Range just helps us get the chain started earlier, so eventually, in endless mode again, you're going to want infinite range. Also, another viable way to play endless mode is to go for huge amounts of range and sniper rifles, which scale with your range. The sniper gun scales off of range, so because range is relatively cheap to buy, tying everything to range damage scaling can end up being a good way to keep your damage going in the late game. I love how many enemies we're charming now, because they have more health, so our weapon damage isn't actually just one-shotting them. We're just charming everything, which is awesome. Gonna drink some water here. Made 6 crates that wave. Sure, we'll take a bait, we'll take a pearl. Yeah, I'm gonna take the eye patch. More piercing just seems fun. I'm gonna recycle that. And I believe that's our last pearl that we needed. Giant Belt, of course, helps you kill elites faster, especially as you start building crit chance. This is another one that you would want to curse. And I'll take a cursed celery tea as well. Here, just take some more range damage and some more luck. We actually have incredibly low armor at this point, so we would probably want to boost armor, especially because we haven't found any tardigrades. But I'm just not that worried about that. I'll take all the cursed items here. Still no snowball you can grab as well. Because eventually the elemental damage from this does add up, especially when you get Frozen Heart. Very surprised that I have not found any tardigrades yet. Which, even one makes your endless mode run so much safer. So I think I'm trying to figure out, when we charm a cursed enemy and then it dies, do we get the extra black flag material? Or is that actually costing us black flag money? Let's watch this guy and see if we get a black flag trigger, because this one's cursed. Okay, it looks like I thought I saw a black flag trigger there. So it looks like it does still work. The charm just has a bunch of really interesting and unique effects, so it's I'm never sure exactly how it works. Ooh, Cursed Dangerous Bunny, that's a nice one. Take more armor here. We're over dodge cap, but I'll take a little more in case we get stuff that reduces our dodge. Buy all this stuff and then roll. Oh, that's not a flute. That's a quarterstaff. Another gecko, another elephant, and another bunny. Clockwork Wasp, great. We'll take a lens because why not? And then we get free rerolls forever. So we'll keep doing that and go to wave 29 here. So at this point, I almost certainly could just AFK again, and we've got our whole army protecting us. So we can just sit in the middle of the map here and just let our guys do the work for us. This is my kind of job. I love the flow of cash. We're really role-playing the Fortune 500 CEO. Everybody else does the work and the money just keeps rolling in. I'm going to pick up the eye surgery. I will recycle the snake. We don't have any burning. We'll take the luck. Finally got a fish hook. That is a really big deal for endless mode runs, of course. I don't really need more max HP, so I'm going to pass on that. Cursed items, you just always buy. I'll take the gecko. Even though we have Sith's Relic, we just want to pull uniques out of the pool. And then, sure, we'll take a book. Gambling token, just because it's cursed, we'll pick up. And then we'll roll again. Extra stomach. This is a great way to buy tons and tons of max HP over long, endless runs. And it works really well with your alien eyes. So, obviously, those are great finds as well, especially if we get it cursed. I'm going to reroll here because we have the fishhook. So now we can lock stuff and potentially curse it with fishhook. I do need to be careful here because I have no tardigrade. I definitely could die. I forgot this was the boss wave, so I sat AFK and took a hit there. So we actually have to play the game this wave. But we managed to kill most of the enemies. Just got that one last boss to fight. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I did not realize that's how it worked. So this guy can buff our structures when we charm one. We're learning things. That's actually really awesome. So if you charm a buff alien, it can buff your structures. And then they get, I guess, increased attack speed and damage. Or at least increased damage. Normally they get move speed, damage, and health, but structures, of course, don't have move speed or health. So I guess they just get extra damage. I'll take the lighthouse here, although this will eventually cost us engineering if we get enough structures. Still just pulls a unique out of the pool. Another treasure map, great. Baby squid, sure. More regeneration. Anything that gives you value over time you want. Nothing got cursed because that's how fishhook works. And then we will lock this. We'll lock a wandering bot as well. Cursed wandering bot is pretty fun. Let's keep rolling a bit. We'll see if we can get a cursed flute here. And yeah, I'll lock the hedgehog and see if I curse that. I'm probably going to play to wave 35. Because at this point, we're kind of just AFK. But it is fun just to see, just to watch things roll in. So, how was everyone's day? Anyone seen any good movies lately? How about that weather, huh? What about that local sports game? This is the endless mode experience that you all crave. I really do like watching all of the charmed allies that we have just running around. It's very satisfying there. And I'll recycle this. Sure, we'll take some more crit chance. If you eventually get to 100% crit chance, it's pretty nice. Ooh, nice. We got a cursed flute. So not only does this do 2,700 damage per shot and scales with 26% of our luck, it also has a higher chance to charm. So the cursed flute is really nice because it's going to charm a lot more enemies. Roll here, we can upgrade our flute, and so this has higher health threshold to charm and also charms at 39% chance. And let's lock another flute, see if we can get that cursed. We'll lock a fin. We'll just lock all this stuff and see if we can curse it. Actually, yeah, why not? We do have a free reroll, so I could look for like tardigrades or something, but... Ooh, took a hit there. Oh, and I died. Walked into 2 attacks and just died immediately. Should have just stayed AFK. That was because we didn't find tardigrades, so you end up relying on your dodge if you don't have those. And we only had 11 armor, actually. So I was expecting to get to wave 35 there, but obviously when we started getting pretty silly at the end of that run, could have made it a little more likely that we win, but also rolling for tardigrade and stuff like that would have helped our endless mode run as well. All right. So I hope that you enjoyed that one. And of course, as always, if you have enjoyed this run, let me check the stats on our items first, of course. We got 3K on the bags. That's amazing. 1,100 on the metal detectors and 20 pearls. We did, in fact, get maxed on pearls. We got 2,700,000 damage from our cyber balls and 2 million damage from our baby elephants. 105 from the rip and tear, not that great, but still pretty good. The crown never ended up really paying for itself. We didn't have enough harvesting to make that particularly good, and we ended up just taking every item. So obviously we still got 1,300 from the recycling machine. It was great, but it wasn't as good as it could have been because we just ended up pretty much taking every item we saw. Baby with a beard outperformed rip and tear. We ended up with an okay amount of range damage, so this did fine. And what else? Incendiary turret did not do very much. I am glad they show the damage on these now. The spyglass saved us 181, and this was on an endless mode run where we were re-rolling constantly, so you can see, again, why spyglass underperforms. Obviously, it is very important for endless mode runs, especially cursed spyglass, because you end up just re-rolling over and over looking for tardigrades, which we didn't do this run, but could have. But when you're playing sort of more normally, you just don't get that much value out of this, but still 200, pretty good. 2,000 materials from the Black Flag, only 7 items from the treasure maps. I'm surprised it's that low. 600 materials from our triple dangerous bunny, so good but not amazing. 500 from the coupon. 0 healing from the adrenaline, because we got 0 dodges. We took that one hit and then took a second hit, lost our double 60% rolls, and then just died immediately, so the adrenaline never had a chance to trigger. And neither did the Kraken's Eye. It also dealt 0 damage. All right. So, anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed this run. Of course, this was a blast to play. The Lucky is always super fun. As always, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit that like button. Helps me out with the algorithm. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you out next time.